Disclaimer, the comments made in this video are intended for entertainment purposes only and are not intended to offend anyone. Welcome back, everyone. Today you'll see everything from self-proclaimed geniuses getting humbled to moral crusaders who forgot to bring morals. Buckle up, this one's pure comedy gold. First up, a college student tries to lecture Crowder on gender and ends up proving his point instead.
What gender do you think you are?
I'm a male.
Maybe I think you're a woman.
No, legally I'm a male. It says on my driver's license that I'm a male.
What if I say I don't believe you?
It doesn't matter.
What gender do you think I am?
I would assume you're female.
See, you're making assumptions.
Yes.
I identify as non-binary.
Respectfully, it doesn't matter.
It does matter.
What pronoun should I use?
You should use they, them pronouns.
What if I don't?
If you don't, I would consider that disrespectful, and that's actually an act of violence to intentionally misgender someone.
Here we come to the issue. You just said that's an act of violence. That means
Yes.
it's an actionable offense. That means it's a crime. We have no idea how many pronouns there are. We can never know how many pronouns there are. And to not use a proper pronoun
You could ask.
is an act of violence against them. Did you ask my pronouns before you sat down?
No, I didn't ask your pronouns.
You just talked about me being privileged. You understand? No one goes around asking pronouns before they speak with people.
She thought calling him a woman would score points, but he countered with law, logic, and zero emotion. The moment she claimed misgendering was violence, Crowder hit the reverse so hard you could hear the logic crack. Here we have a woke activist trying to defend open borders and getting folded by one simple question.
Let's watch this because it's so funny.
Everyone who comes into this country should be American. I want to ask, if a random stranger, a random homeless person walks into your house, are they now your family members? Or no?
The relevancy
Yes or
does
no?
not count
Yes
in
or no?
this.
Wait for it.
Here's the reality. Every single person in here who advocates for open borders is hypocritical, because I'm sure when you go to bed at night, you lock the door.
Here it comes.
Open borders compared to an open home is completely different.
Just be intellectually
Because-
consistent. Thank you.
She was ready to deliver a heartfelt speech until reality hit harder than Border Patrol. The second lock your door entered the chat, her argument collapsed faster than her logic. When common sense walks in, the woke talking points run for cover. Now for a classic Matt Walsh moment that left the woke crowd blinking in silence.
Let's watch this because it's so funny.
I'm transgender. I'm a mother. You've asserted no one would ever see me as a woman, and yet dozens of friends from diverse backgrounds, all respecting me as a woman. All of these people assure me I'm a woman. They'll tell me, girl, like, there is no way you are a man.
I don't believe I said that no one would ever see you as a woman. I mean, it's possible you could fool someone. You brought this up, so I have to tell you that you wouldn't fool me at all. I see a man 100%. And I think that most people would. The fact that you have people in your life who are saying to you, oh, you're totally a woman, that's exactly what I'm talking about. No one in my life has ever once said to me, you're totally a man, Matt. If a friend of mine called me on the phone and said, listen, Matt, I want you to know you're really a man, I would think that there was something wrong with him. The fact that this is a conversation to begin with, it only proves the point that I'm trying to make, that your identity, even in your own mind, is something that you need to be assured of.
A transgender activist tried to convince him that friends calling her girl made it official, and Matt answered with logic so clean it could cut glass. One calm sentence later, her confidence vanished faster than a pronoun chart at a job interview. Up next, a woke liberal walks up to the mic thinking he's about to deliver the sermon of the century.
So, I have two questions. My first one is, if Jesus fed people for free, taught people for free, and healed people for free, why don't we do the same?
Churches should.
Churches should? Okay, but why can't we do that on a more systemic level through government programs? Hey, maybe private companies with all of their record profits. Why hasn't Elon put up some of his own private money to help end homelessness?
Because homelessness is not a money problem.
Homelessness, tell that to homeless people then.
I have. I say, you know what? Almost every single one of them has either mental problems or drug disorders. It is not a matter of lack of capital. It's that they should either be in an asylum or they're doing hard drugs and they don't want to stop. We have homelessness.
Asylums that Ronald Reagan defunded?
He starts comparing Jesus' feeding of people to government handouts, because apparently miracles and taxes are now the same thing. One calm answer later, and he's already folding faster than his argument.
There are asylums that Ronald Reagan
Yes, if we want to talk about bringing back asylums, I'm all for that. I have an entire political party I would put in an asylum.
Okay, then All right, my second question is about Mahmoud Khalil. He was a legal immigrant with a green card, with a wife and a baby on the way, exercising his free speech rights. So my question is, if legal immigrants aren't safe, then who is?
American citizens.
He is a green card holder here legally.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter?
Yes. He's not a U.S. citizen.
How does it not matter?
Read the Immigration Naturalization Act. What Mahmoud Khalil did was he went and protested, celebrating the death of Jewish babies, celebrating Hamas in Gaza, and under the Immigration Naturalization Act, this says very clear the Secretary of State can deem somebody who has a green card or a temporary visa holder as a threat to the United States of America and against our geopolitical interests, of which Mahmoud Khalil did and is, and he can go make Turkey great again and go back to his country of origin.
Then comes the knockout. The guy tries to play the victim card, and Charlie reminds him of what country he's actually in. The crowd cheers, logic wins, and our activist suddenly remembers he's late for feelings class. Take a look at this one. A woke protester gets a front row seat to her own hypocrisy test and fails faster than a pop quiz.
Shut the up. That is hilarious.
He's an illegal immigrant from Mexico. We were wondering if you could support him financially or giving him the keys to your house. He's been in awful detention centers. Are you willing to help him out right now?
And I don't have cash.
Do you take Venmo? Sí.
I don't know what that is.
Check?
No.
Credit card? No. We could write down your credit card information.
I do feel for you, but...
She's all about helping immigrants until someone asks her to open her wallet or her front door. Suddenly, the generosity ends where her Venmo balance begins. Nothing exposes fake compassion faster than real-life responsibility. Now check this out. A campus activist tries turning gender into a guessing game and ends up getting schooled.
Woke city government in Seattle accidentally destroyed this woke woman's safe space.
It's never an easy decision to shut down a staple in the community, but the owner of Bebop Waffle Shop tells me what the estimated cost of
The woke student demanded validation, but Caitlin served reality instead. One calm, "I'm not going to do it," shut the whole circus down. When feelings meet facts, the meltdown writes itself. Here's a good one. A woman with more common sense than every gender studies department combined steps up to roast the woke crowd with their own logic.
Woo! This woman is cooking right now.
Dear leftists, do you ever get tired of the hypocrisy? You say America is oppressive, but nobody ever leaves. You say capitalism is evil, but we know every one of y'all loves a good corporate pride sponsor for this year's Pride event. You believe in diversity, except when somebody is a LGBT or black conservative. You state that sexism is real, but gender is made up. That men are trash, but women are equal to men. You claim to support Black lives, but refuse to acknowledge the fatherlessness in homes, cultural issues, and overall gang violence in black communities, in the black demographic. Y'all claim to love self-expression when it comes to, certain things like gender identity and the way you dress until somebody disagrees with you. By the way, free speech is a form of self-expression too. It's not just the way you want to express yourself in drag that day. Don't y'all get tired of being all the things that you say that you hate? The anti-science, the bullying, the hateful, sexist, homophobic, transphobic, racist comments consistently made on your side. Don't you ever get tired of it? I'm just asking.
She calls out every double standard they live by, from America is evil to corporate pride is stunning and brave. By the end, the only thing more burned than their arguments is their hypocrisy. Coming up, we've got a coffee shop moment straight out of Clown World.
Oh, this is nuts. What are we even talking about?
ICE has detained people at their court hearings. What does that do? That actually discourages undocumented people in our country who plan to go to the courts, right, to make their case, to avoid doing that.
But I think the counter argument is that these are undocumented immigrants who shouldn't have been on U.S. soil in the first place. And also, I want to say that people have every right to make an asylum claim, but they don't have every right to make an asylum claim in the United States. For example, if you're from Honduras, actually under international law, you make an asylum claim in the first country you arrive in.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And there are,
Right.
let me see, if you look at a map, there's Mexico, there's the United States, there's several routes you can take. It's not just one, right? And so if there are 7 countries between the United States and your country, skip all the 6 countries in between just to pick the United States.
Tim Kennedy orders a drink for his wife, and the barista decides to play language police. She tries to swap wife for partner, like marriage just got banned by Starbucks. Joe Rogan's reaction says it all. When reality meets woke word games, common sense wins by knockout. Now for this one, we've got a college activist who came ready to rant but forgot to bring the facts.
Tired of straight white men having the power and everything, and it's like, we as women of color, as students at this university, we are very much capable of certain things, and we don't have the same privileges that are offered to straight white men.
And I've been hearing that from a lot of the ladies that I've been talking to today. Talk to me about what some of those privileges are that, you know, straight white men have that you don't have. Talk to me about that.
I don't really know. Have you ever experienced like a specific? I don't know, but I also need to go. I know, I do need to go. I'm sorry.
She starts off loud about straight white male privilege, but the second she's asked to name one, it's crickets and panic smiles. You can almost hear her GPA dropping. Turns out, when you remove the slogans, there's not much left but awkward silence and a quick exit. Here we have a politician who didn't come to play, he came to end the buzzwords.
I would also ask him if he would like to define the word woke. I asked one of his colleagues as well for that definition, and I'd like to see what he has to say. Thank you.
And as for the definition of woke, woke has one purpose, only one purpose. Plenty of pretexts, but only one purpose: control. It is designed to divide people by race, by gender, by ethnicity, by religion, by vaccine status, and any other way that they can divide people into groups. Because why? Then you can justify having a government to control all those groups. No more woke. We need freedom.
When a liberal reporter asked Pierre Poilievre to define woke, she clearly wasn't ready for a real answer. He broke it down so clean that even the slogan started shaking. By the time he said, "No more woke, we need freedom," the entire narrative packed its bag. Up next is a meltdown straight from the Rainbow Crosswalk circuit.
Breaking news, this recirculated video of this woke woman trying to get a preacher to leave her neighborhood is going viral. Check this out.
This is the neighborhood, and you are not welcome. That's why I need to be here. You need Jesus, man. He can save you. He can give you a new heart. God can give you a new heart so that you love what God loves. No, that's irrational. What you're doing is irrational. It is the most rational thing I've done. You should love the proclamation of the truth of God.
A woke woman tries to cancel a street preacher by declaring, "This is the gay borhood, and you're not welcome." His calm, "That's why I need to be here," hits harder than her entire scream symphony. 3 shrieks later, he's still peaceful, she's still losing it, and logic once again walks off with the win. Take a look at this one. A couple shows up at a Bernie rally, ready to talk about how awful the country is, but apparently forgot the homework.
Are you out here today to the Bernie Sanders rally?
I don't like what's going on in our country right now. I'm just kind of disgusted by it.
What's the biggest risk?
Oh, gosh. What would you say, Dan? Well, I'll let you speak to that.
I don't know. I don't really care for the language that's being spoken right now in the country.
Can you give any examples of specific language?
Think about that. So many things, I don't even know where to start. I would say, oh gosh, Dan, help. This is...
What's changed over the last couple months post-Biden administration for you guys?
Oh gosh. Once again, where do we start? You want to... Okay, you go for this one.
It's a whole list of things I can't think of.
Every question from the interviewer turns into a group project of confusion. So many things I don't even know where to start, she says, which is woke speak for "I didn't think this far ahead." The only thing missing was a teleprompter and a safe space. Now check this out. We've got a talk show moment that should be framed in the How to End a Debate handbook.
This is nuts. What are we even talking about?
ICE has detained people at their court hearings. What does that do? That actually discourages undocumented people in our country who plan to go to the courts, right, to make their case, to avoid doing that.
But I think the counter argument is that these are undocumented immigrants who shouldn't have been on U.S. soil in the first place. And also, I want to say that people have every right to make an asylum claim, but they don't have every right to make an asylum claim in the United States. For example, if you're from Honduras, actually under international law, you make an asylum claim in the first country you arrive.
I've heard
and there are,
right.
let me see, if you look at a map, there's Mexico, there's the United States, there's several routes you can take. It's not just one, right? And so if there are 7 countries between the United States and your country, you don't skip all the 6 countries in between just to pick the United States.
One woman tries to defend illegal immigration like it's a misunderstood hobby, and the other calmly reminds her that asylum doesn't mean skip 6 countries to get to America. The look on the first woman's face says it all. Argument deleted, logic installed. Here we have a woke protester getting a reality check he didn't see coming.
Illegally. If America gets destroyed, I have a country to go, but what about you? Where are you going to go?
Unfortunately, nowhere, which is
okay. What you're doing is just sheer waste of time. It calls for your contribution, my contribution to make this country great. But if you want to destroy it, I'm not going to allow that because I have my kids there that came here.
How are they destroying it? How are they?
Okay, one, they don't understand that today being a Saturday, there are people working. They should go and work, contribute to the economy of this country to make sure that this country become better.
Yes.
But they are here wasting time, bullshit, and they get everything for free, Medicaid, Medicare, EBT, and all that bullshit. Come to Africa, cash and carry. If you don't have money, you're not going to eat. You understand? You guys are here, and you are just making noise for no reason. I mean, well, what kind of people is this? And you think all black people are stupid? It's not all of us who are stupid. I mean, America gives people the opportunity to fool too much. The stupidity is too much.
He's more than welcome to talk. I just don't want to trigger the
I get it. We'll come over here.
I'm sharing an idea. Not all black people who are stupid. There are some black people who use our head. You understand what I mean? I don't have to love Trump to love America. America is the greatest country on earth.
I agree.
So if you have people who always want to make noise and just misbehave as if there's a better place other than this country for them, they should wait till they...
Every sentence hits harder than their student loan debt. You get everything for free, then complain. And the best part? He's not even angry, just tired of the noise. A man who came here legally, worked hard, and still loves the country more than the people born in it. Beautiful chaos. Now check this out. A woke cafe owner creates a safe space for the community, only to have it shut down by her own woke city policies.
Woke city government in Seattle accidentally destroyed this woke woman's safe space.
It's never an easy decision to shut down a staple in the community, but the owner of Bebop Waffle Shop tells me with the estimated cost of doing business due to this minimum wage increase, closing her doors was the only choice.
Now, her dream comes to an end.
I've cried every day.
Karina tells me the final straw is the city's increasing minimum wage.
Just for me, the increase would cost me $32,000 more a year.
She says she's all for workers getting paid the most.
Especially after the election, I think the hardest thing that has really been for me to close is taking a safe space away from people.
So the minimum wage for this business, presumably, and others like it, was already over $17 an hour, and they raised it much higher, even further. Now, the irony here is that it's like a woke company, and yet her own government, in pursuit of its supposedly progressive ideology, destroyed her safe space.
You can't make this stuff up. She cheers for higher wages, then cries when the bill hits her. The same ideology she supported ends up closing her doors. It's like watching karma in real time, served with a side of cold waffles. Here's a good one. A guy spots what he thinks is a fellow patriot rocking a MAGA hat and decides to show some love.
I like your MAGA hat. Yeah, Trump. Woo!
Is this gay?
Oh, I know.
Just checking.
Trump fan.
Never know.
Trump?
No. It says make America gay again.
Great. Again.
Gay.
I know, but we love Trump, right?
Turns out, it says, make America gay again. And when he still says Trump 2024, she floors it like logic just rear-ended her. The hat said pride, but that exit was pure panic. Woke tolerance, ladies and gentlemen. Now for this one. We've got a campus protector trying to kick a guy out for daring to exist with a skateboard.
Get off the campus!
Quit yelling at me! Ah! Ah! Oh no!
She's screaming like she's defending democracy itself, but then he matches her energy with one long primal yell of his own. The silence that follows, pure comedy. Her brain blue-screened, her argument vanished, and peace was instantly restored through volume-based logic. Finally, it is a turning point event where logic decides to make a guest appearance.
That's fair.
Yes.
So the other women against the man were born with less bone density, lower testosterone levels. What are they supposed to do to make it even?
I would not know on that specific situation.
So there's nothing they can do because men have more testosterone, muscle mass, and bone density. So wouldn't that be cheating?
I feel like I'm being pulled into a trap.
A woke student tries to argue that men competing in women's sports is totally fair, and within seconds, she's cornered by basic biology. The moment facts show up, her confidence vanishes faster than her argument. She literally says, "I feel like I'm being pulled into a trap." No trap, just truth. That's it for today's dose of reality, smacking the nonsense right out of the woke crowd. If that didn't restore your faith and common sense, nothing will. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment on which clip had you laughing the hardest.